here have a Facebook page. A Facebook page. Don't work this page.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I think most of you, except for you guys, are friends with me on Facebook. We don't have a church Facebook page yet. Working on it. But if you guys follow that, not because it's my Facebook page, but I'll start giving little things about Wednesday or Thursday about the message. And Friday I posted what this message is about. I don't know if Dad has the graphic ready or not. I texted to him kind of late last night. I think he does. That's a jar of oil. And notice its position. It's being poured out. The Bible is full of stories of things being poured out. Most notably, Jesus. He poured himself out for us. I want to take a story out of 2 Kings. If you brought your Bible, turn to 2 Kings with me. This was one of those messages that the Lord literally spoke to me and said, turn to 2 Kings. That's when he does that, it's usually going to be something that I need. And it was, as usual. But in this story, in 8 verses, you find the key to living and receiving God's provision, the key to seeing the miraculous, and the instruction on how to live in revival, in a habitation of the presence of the Lord. In 8 verses. It's awesome. It's fantastic. It was such a revelation to me. So I just want to read it. We're going to go through it pretty quickly. The scripture speaks for itself. So I just want to read it. We'll speak about it for a few minutes, but it pretty much speaks for itself. Chapter 4. You're supposed to know what page my Bible's on. You're supposed to just know that. All right? Page 393. Yeah, something like that.
Easy.
We're going to start with chapter 4, verse 1. So in 2 Kings, if you're following at home, 2 Kings, chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets cried out to Elisha. And she said, your servant, my husband, is dead. And you know that your servant feared the Lord, and the creditor is coming to take my 2 sons to be his slaves. So let's stop there for a moment. Let's get a picture of what's going on. Let's put ourselves in this woman's shoes. She has a history of her and her husband serving the Lord, fearing the Lord. Her husband just died. So put yourself in her shoes. Not a good time. Her husband obviously left a sizable debt. And so now, the creditor, the person that the debt is owed to, is going to come and take her 2 sons, all she has left, and make them slaves. Now, it's not like they just have to go work a little bit during the day and then come home. No, he's going to take them and enslave them and probably sell them off to who knows where. So you can imagine the mental state of this woman. You know, it's easy to just read through this, but put yourself in these people's shoes. She was a wreck. Come on. Her husband just died. She owes a large debt, and her sons are about to be made slaves. All She was probably in a panic, crying out. And she went to the only person that she thought could help, the man of God. Let's listen to what Elijah did. It's hilarious. So Elijah said to her, well, what do you want me to do? What shall I do for you? What do you have in your house? I can just see Elisha. This woman's telling Elisha the story. He's like, I wish I could just fix it for you. What do you want me to do for you? What do you have in your house? She said, I only have one jar of oil. That's all she had. Now, in those days, oil was currency. A lot of times you got paid in oil. A lot of times oil and wine. Salt was another way that you received compensation. So just get this in your mind. Oil equals money. Okay? Oil is currency in this one little tiny context. So it would be like you saying, I got four, let's do 4 because the math comes out. 4 $5 bills. So you have $20. So I could just see Elijah going, that ain't a whole lot to work with, so we're not going to solve this in the natural. We're going to have to solve this supernaturally. So Elisha says, go, borrow vessels from everywhere, or containers. Just say containers. Go borrow containers from everywhere, from all your neighbors, empty vessels. Do not gather just a few. So that's like me telling you, you come to me and say, Jeff, same scenario. And I'm like, well, what do you have in your house? I've got $4 or $5 bills. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put that in envelopes. So go to all your neighbors, everywhere in Pascagoula, and gather envelopes. Little envelopes, big envelopes, regular size envelopes. Go to Office Depot and buy all the envelopes they have and bring them back. Don't just go get a few envelopes. Go get all of them. Let's just imagine what this woman was going. This is all you got? My husband just died. My sons are about to be enslaved. This is all you got? I wanted you to take a stick and hit a rock and make it turn to gold or something. This is all you got? Listen to what Elisha's instructions. And when you have come in other words, when you get all them empty containers, you shall shut the door behind you and your sons. Then pour it into all those vessels, and you set aside the full ones. Now, she probably lived in a small village, right? So I could just see all her sons going from house to house. And all these people knew the situation. I mean, we live in a kind of a small town. Everybody knows your business, right? So they probably knew exactly what was going to happen to her. And so they probably knew exactly how much oil she had, too. Probably just a little jar. Because you know she's going to try to get help from everybody and ask. So people knew. So here comes her sons knocking on the doors. Hey, I need all your empty containers. That's like me coming to your house saying, I need all your Tupperware dishes. Empty. I need them all. I do that to my grandparents, but I usually want to fill it with something. Banana pudding, dressing, or something. Give me all your old butter bowls and fill them with banana pudding. Give them to me. Can you imagine? He's going, these people, what are you going to do with these empty containers? We're going to pour oil in them. That equals money, remember? You don't have that much oil. They were probably the laughing stock of the town. Reminds me of Noah when he was told to build the ark. But here's the key. She did it. As crazy as it sounded, she did it. It says, so she went from him and shut the door behind her and her sons. who brought the vessels to her, and she poured it out. She poured it out. Now, here's what lost people would do. Lost people would go away from Elisha and say, that man is off his rocker, he is crazy as a Looney Tune dog, and we gotta do what he says. We're gonna go solve this our own way. That's expected. That's what lost people do. They're not supposed to have faith. Here's what church people do. Church people goes, we need to call a committee meeting. So they call a committee meeting. They gather together. And they say, well, I don't know. I don't know about all that. But, we're supposed to be people of faith. We're supposed to believe God, so this may work. We've heard stories, crazy stuff, especially, this crazy pastor y'all got. We've heard these crazy stories he's told, so it may work, but I tell you what, let's just go borrow a few envelopes. Let's go borrow a few containers. And if it works, we'll go out and get more. That sounds like church folks, doesn't it? It's too far-fetched for us to just put all our eggs in this basket. Let's hedge our bet a little bit, just to see if it works a little bit. If it works, we'll go get more. Elisha said, don't go gather just a few. Go everywhere. It says, now it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said to her son, bring me another vessel. Listen to what happened. It's so God. And he said to her, there is not another vessel. So the oil ceased. Her blessing was directly proportionate to her obedience. The man of God told her to do something outlandish and crazy. She chose to do it. And when her obedience ran out, in other words, however many vessels she got, it doesn't say, but I think it was a lot. We'll read about that in just a second. But when the empty vessels ran out, the blessing stopped. Come on, guys. I can stop right there and go home. When her obedience ran out, the blessing stopped. Then she came and told the man of God. Since I can see her now. Elijah, look. She wasn't crazy after all. And he said, go sell the oil, pay your debt. And you and your sons can live on the rest. God multiplied that oil so much that it not only paid her debt, it set her up and her kids for the rest of their lives. Amen. So that's like me saying, Sherry, go get all these envelopes. You got all the Office Depot had. You got them all, and all the neighbors. And I said, now open your purse, stick your hand in and grab one $5 bill at a time and start stuffing envelopes. And there just keeps, you never run out of money. You never run out. And you fill up 10,000 envelopes with $5 bills. And I say, go pay all your debts off. And you and your kids just live off the rest of your life. That's what happened here. Did you know that was in here? This is good stuff. Amen. That's what happened to her. captive sons got set free because she believed in God. Come on, guys.
Amen.
Now, let's break this down for a minute. Because, I mean, that's the message. That's it. And here's the key. God's blessing is directly proportionate to your obedience to what He tells you. How many times I bet folks are sitting here right now, and it does not matter how old you are. Don't throw me that stuff. I can't stand to hear it. It don't matter how old you are. There's some of you here, God's telling you, I want you to go do this, and you're sitting on your butt and saying, but Lord, I only have a jar of oil. But He's saying, just start pouring it out. But there's no way I can go do what you want me to do because I don't have the finances. I don't have the ability. I don't have the talents. I don't have the anointing. Blah, 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 blah. And He's saying, if you'll just start pouring out what little bit I gave you, I will multiply it for you.
Amen.
But we want to see the multiplication before we start pouring it out. That's not what happened here. If God multiplied the oil before she started pouring it out, the jar would have busted. No, she had to pour it out, and He only multiplied what she poured out. Amen. Do you get that? God did not multiply the oil that was in the jar. He only multiplied what she poured out. And the Lord's telling some of us here today, I'm going to raise my hand as one of them. I just want you to start pouring yourself out. You start pouring what I've given you out. Because see, let me tell you something. Even that jar of oil was given to her by God.
Yes.
Everything you got, God blessed you with. And if you're arrogant enough to think you earned it on your own, the altars are open. You need to get up there. That's right. Amen. I know that's rough, I know that hits, but I'm sorry. I've been there and done that. I spent some time thinking I was being so arrogant that I thought everything I had, I earned. But in one moment, it was all taken from me. Don't ever think that what you got, you earned. No, God's been good to you and He's blessed you, and that's why you got what you got. Amen. Amen. I'm not saying it's always been easy. I'm not saying we've not had to struggle a little bit, but what we got, God's given us. That oil that she had, God had given it. And all He's saying is, I just want you to pour out for me what I've already given you. Don't think it's yours. Don't think you own it. I've given it to you. I gave it to you in the first place. I just want you to pour out. Listen, if she had never poured it out, her sons would have been in slavery. She'd have been broke, probably reduced to begging on the street. But because in faith she chose to give all she had, now she got a retirement fund.
Amen.
Some of us want a retirement fund. And God's saying, I'm going to give it to you, but if you just got to pour out what I've already given you. And listen, I'm not strictly speaking money. And actually, that's probably a small part of it. God's not so obsessed with money, He's obsessed with you. And He's put other things in your pocket other than money. He's put things in you like a testimony. Like the suffering that you've gone through, that He's brought you out of, brought you through. He's put that in you. He's put talent in you. He's put ability in you. I can look at every single person in this place and see your talents and abilities. And every person has got something. Amen. Every one of you. Let's just be obedient. And I see this story a lot of what we're doing here in this church. Because the Lord has given me a list of stuff to do. And I'm going to tell you, most of it ain't spiritual. Most of it's practical. Painting, banners, artwork, landscape, on it as money and time and things come our way. We're going to pray about it. We're going to work on it. So don't start panicking. Oh, Jeff's off his rocker again. But the Lord's been good to us, and He wants us to start pouring stuff out, even when we really can't see why. You'll see why when you start doing it. You'll see why when you start doing it. That's just the way the Lord works. If it wasn't that way, this walk wouldn't be a walk by faith. It would be a walk of what we've already seen. And we've got too many Christians walking this walk based on what we've already seen. And you're trying to define God based on your experiences. And let me tell you, God is bigger than your experiences. Amen. You can't define Him by what you've been through. You can't define Him by when folks hurt me. You can't define Him by, well, I don't like what they do here. Look, God's bigger than all that garbage. That's right. Amen. And that's what it is garbage. That's right. When God speaks to you, He usually tells you something that involves some sort of action on your part. I'll qualify this by saying very rarely does He give you instructions to do nothing. God's never told me to do nothing. He might have told me, hey, wait on me for that, but in the meantime, go do this. And usually when I go do this, I'm worried about this over here, but I'm doing this right here, and through this right here, it makes a big circle and comes and takes care of this over here. Do you understand? Do I need to say that again? When I'm praying about this over here, God says, okay, wait on me to do that, but in the meantime, go over here and accomplish this. And through me accomplishing this and my obedience to what He told me, even though I want to be dealing with that, I'm over here dealing with this. And this is usually way smaller than that over there. Somehow, some way, God works it out, and it makes a big circle, and all by itself takes care of this over here, just because I was obedient, and this on the other side. See, God knows what is coming down the road. We don't. Just quite honestly, just need to do what He tells us to do. There's rest in doing what He tells us to do. There's security in doing what He tells us to do. It takes it off of us, puts it on Him, and trust me, He can do a lot better job than we can. I've seen it too much. I've experienced it too much. We just do what He wants us to do, tells us. What He tells us, we just do. And we just relax. We just relax. Even in our suffering, we can rest and relax. Do you know that? Yes. Do you know that we can rest and relax in our suffering? I'm going to jump on the panel a moment. I'm going to open these altars up. I'm going to be over here for a reason. Okay? I'm going to open these altars up. Because some of us is going through some stuff. Some of us have received instructions from the Lord, and it seems so outlandish and so crazy, and honestly, it just don't seem like a very good idea. But the Lord's telling us to do it, and we've been afraid. We've been doubtful. Unbelief has just been slapping us in the head. But I want to open these altars up for a moment for us to come here and say, Lord, I'm sorry. But I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to do what you tell me to do, Lord. Pave the way for me. Pave the way. I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed because your blessings are just around the corner. Amen. When you step out in that obedience, it releases a blessing. I accept that. Accept it. So I'm going to open these up. And while you're here praying, start pouring yourself out. And come up here and stand behind someone who's praying and put your hand on them and just pray with them. to give you an opportunity to pull yourself out this morning. Okay?